like you forgot. I call a shot. Like blah, blah, blah. Y'all should know me well enough.
What's going on, everyone? What's going on, gang stalkers? Listen, gang stalkers, I left you some Starbies and some donuts in the bushes. Don't ever say I didn't do anything for you. Now let's talk relationships. You know what I don't like, and I don't hate anybody, but what I don't like about some men, keyword some, is that some of them expect the woman to be the leader of the household. And I just think it's out of order. And I understand why it's happening. These men have watched their mothers be leaders for so long that they think it's normal. But it's not. Let me correct that. It's not normal for my world because some women, they don't mind taking care of a man. And if a woman wants to be the leader of her household, that's her business. But that's not for me. All right, let's keep the train moving. Next, we're going to talk about energy vampires. Go ahead and roll the clip.
The way that energy vampires work is that they want to create a strong emotional reaction within you. This typically means triggering a core wound. When you respond to the trigger, it creates an energetic food source. This is why their goal is to amplify deep feelings of shame, fear, or inadequacy. So this is how you're going to spot an energy vampire. Recognize how you feel during and after interacting with someone. If you find yourself feeling insecure, unattractive, self-conscious, self-critical, chances are you're dealing with someone that lower vibrational entities are working through and cording into your energetic system. Once these energy cords are established, they can continue to steal or exchange energy with you that essentially is the food source, this energetic food source that we're talking about. Now, here's the hack for no longer creating or attracting these types of energetic bonds with people. And it's very simple. Intentionally use your emotional triggers as teachers by choosing and deciding to learn from them. You do this by consciously becoming aware of unhealed wounds, working on them, thus shifting into a higher vibrational state of being that will no longer attract these types of energetic reflections. You will repel energy vampires from your field.
Energy vampires are people who sometimes intentionally drain your emotional energy. But you know what's always good is to learn the signs and what to do about it if you encounter energy vampires. But first, hi, my name is Dr. Vanessa Milagros, and I'm a licensed mental health professional here in the state of Florida. Let's get into it. They don't take accountability. They're usually involved in some kind of drama. They tend to one-up you, or they diminish your problems and play up one of their own. They place their problems right onto you. They tend to latch to sensitive and compassionate individuals. They use guilt trips or ultimatums. Is anybody catching on to the drift here? Codependent. They criticize or bully you. Can even use intimidation. Whew. All right, well, let's talk about what you can do. One is to establish boundaries. You accept invitations to different things or to help them in certain ways instead of saying, I cannot do this, and sticking to it no matter how the guilt comes up. To have the option of allowing them to suck all of the energy and life out of you once again. But we're trying to do better, right? Okay. Second is to adjust your expectations. You cannot fix them. Have you not been trying to do that all this time? Has it worked? Adjust your expectations. Do not give them an inch. You already know when you give them an inch, they will take the mile. Don't even give them the inch. Guard your emotional capacity. But of course, the first step is to always recognize that you are surrounding yourself with emotional vampires. What do you need to adjust? Where do you need to change so that you do not continue to be in that cycle of, I'm allowing you back in my life again and again and again. It's not fair to me anymore, right? It's not fair to you anymore, right? When's enough going to be enough?
To me, energy vampires are nothing but gaslighters and bullies. I had a situation here on YouTube where a female creator, huge creator, she was throwing shots at me. My first thought was to transmute that negative energy into my favor, because I know how to do that very well. But then I thought, no, because she's really a fan. And to that young woman, I'll say this. You and I both know, even though your channel is way bigger than mine, if I was to get behind the scenes on your channel and work on the graphics and turn your video quality to 8K and do your thumbnails, your channel would go to the next level. And for some reason, that bothers you. And how are y'all bullying the Empress? I know exactly who I am. Y'all better wake up to this game. Because I'm not going to be tricked out of my spot. You can't do witchcraft on the earth, angel. Hello, wake up. So if you have a bunch of bullies on the internet coming for you, remember, they're fans. But at the same time, they don't want no damn competition. So the goal is to snuff out your light before anybody discovers you. That's the game. Now, when it comes to dealing with energy vampires in person, I never give them what they want, which is to overreact. I end up making them overreact, and guess what? I snatch their energy. It's chess, not checkers, baby. Now, YouTube, it's all about bullying, stealing, and bullying some more. And that's the game. And if you can't handle it, you got to walk away. Now, I understand we as YouTube creators, we get inspired by each other. But if we are stealing from each other every single week, then this ain't your wheelhouse, baby. I don't care if you're getting $40,000, $50,000 a month from YouTube. If your only ideas is from stealing from somebody, you in the wrong game. Because once that thief gets a major opportunity to flesh out ideas, they're not going to be able to pull through because they've been stealing the whole damn time. And you don't deserve it. We have a lot of people out here that are riding with the devil. And they believe in the devil. And they fall for the devil's trick, which is, I'll give you everything if you just get out here and sin. You get out here sinning, thinking you about to win a big prize, when all the devil wanted was your soul. That's all he wanted. You got tricked. You got tricked out your spot. It happens every day. Now, when it comes to YouTube numbers, I don't trip on that because if you're doing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hour streams, damn it, you deserve the numbers. Now, other people, they getting bust down by celebrities, bust down by the big wigs at YouTube. They don't have to bring any talent to the table. Their body is the talent. Them touching their toes is the talent. Them touching their ears with their legs is the talent. And that goes for male and female. And my friend is sitting here cracking up laughing, but I'm serious. Oh, yeah, and let me say allegedly because, bitch, I wasn't there. Now, we all worked at companies and found out somebody was sleeping with the boss. I'm going to tell you a story that I witnessed. I worked at a company. The clock-in time was 8:30, and it was a young lady, and her clock-in time was 1 p.m. when all the work was done. One day she clocked in at 1 p.m. The boss said, listen, if you late again, you're going to get fired. She starts laughing and then looks at him and says, hey, should I go to human resources and let them know we're sleeping together? The office was so quiet you can hear a pin drop because he didn't know what to say because he was a married man with 4 children. When he finally got the courage to say something, he yelled at her and told her to get in his office. She slowly walked into his office in her stilettos and her cute dress, hair done, nails done, everything did. And he walked behind her with his head down because he was embarrassed. She did end up getting fired only because his brother held a high position, a very high position at the company. And they got rid of her, and they probably gave her a couple of dollars to keep her mouth shut. At every company, I don't care if the company is worth $1 trillion, you always going to have a woman or a man that's sleeping with the boss. Always. It never fails. Now remember, kids, bullies are your biggest fans. And you got to remember, somebody popped a battery in their back, and they just going crazy right now. They're just doing what they're told. But you have to pray for them. Pray that they find self-love. Pray that they learn to work hard for what they want in this life. You got to pray for them because no one's going to give you anything in this life. Now, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of beautiful women. They get purses, they get bags, and they get shoes. And in the end, most of them get broken hearts. At the end of the day, everybody has to rely on themselves. Everybody. Because if you're totally dependent on somebody, guess what? You fucked. Yes, it's beautiful to have somebody take care of you. Yes, it is. But what happens if that person up and leaves you, up and pass away? What are you going to do? Run and try to find somebody else? Or are you going to rely on yourself? If you're a woman, you got a man paying all your bills and you're solely relying on him and he leaves you for somebody younger, what are you going to do? Are you going to run into the arms of the first man that shows you attention? Or are you going to work on you? Well, kids, it's time to bring this to a close. But remember one thing. There's no such thing as luck. You have to put in the work. I don't care if you're getting bussed down by your boss and getting all kinds of perks on the job. At some point, you're not going to be the hottest thing on the menu. At some point, you're going to have to catch up and put in the work because there's no such thing as luck. Don't let that go over your head. Well, kids, the cycle is officially over. The mission has been completed. Until next time, I'm Star.